Let's do this. We are welcoming Dr. Subrata Chatterjee from India. The stage is yours, sir. Please introduce yourself briefly and share with us your valuable presentation.
Well, so very good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's a humble pleasure to be invited by revered Ma, Elizabeth Lucas, and I always look forward to the YYCI platform for delivering whatever little I know, my knowledge. So this is Dr. Subrata Chattopadhyay. I am a professor at Institute of Engineering and Management, Kolkata. Ma, with your permission, can I take a quick call? Just a minute.
Okay. So while he's still doing that, he's actually the professor of IEM in India. And he's been with us for more than a year now. He's a great professor and is always our regular trainer, especially on business, relationship, and leadership. He's back now. Over to you, sir.
Ma, I'm free. So basically, I wanted to speak on the last topic that you had for this conference, which talks about commitment, consistency, and competence. Now, before I go into the topic, let us first of all understand what do we mean by commitment. So when we talk about commitment, it is actually a dedication to a cause or a goal or responsibility, even during difficult times. That means when you are committed, you are actually focused, and come what may, you will carry it out. You will see to it. So basically, commitment is about setting yourself a goal and not nudging, not moving here and there, but only having that in mind. So I'll take one example from the epic Mahabharata that we have in India, right? Wherein so Arjuna, the great warrior, was asked, showing uh, a bird, not the original bird, but a replica of a bird, which was actually put on a tree. So a toy bird put on a tree, and Arjuna was asked that, what do you see? So Dronacharya, who was basically the trainer, was actually testing that what is the commitment level of his different disciples. Someone said that they saw the bird's head. Someone said they saw the bird's tail. Someone said about feathers. Arjuna said, I can see only one thing. I can see the eyes of the bird. Right? So that talks about focus. So you are hitting the bull's eye. So, that talks about commitment. Now, let me take a few examples of great leaders, because our YYCI is a leadership forum. So, leaders like Nelson Mandela, and all of us know that he remained committed to ending apartheid in South Africa. And he spent 27 long years in prison without giving up his cause. And this talks about his unwavering dedication, which inspired millions and led to transformative change. So Nelson Mandela, the first leader, very committed, very dedicated leader. Mahatma Gandhi from India also led India's to independence with a lifelong commitment to nonviolence and civil disobedience, despite facing imprisonment and opposition. So, coming to the third leader, we all know about this little girl, Malala Yousafzai. She continues to advocate for girls' education. As you know, that in Islamic nations, education of girls is considered to be a taboo. And, in the Taliban countries, it is difficult for girls to go for higher education. And she is one fighter who continues to advocate for girls' education globally. And she also survived a Taliban assassination attempt. And despite that, she has not wavered from her focus. She has not deterred from her focus, but she continues to support that. I think all of us do accept that Elon Musk is a great leader. This is another great leader who shows relentless commitment to pushing the boundaries of technology. With companies like SpaceX, as we all know, Tesla, and despite constant skepticism and setbacks, he showed commitment towards technological innovation and bringing in new waves of technology. The next part of the title after competence is consistence. Now, what do you understand by consistence? So, when you talk about consistence, it's about acting in a reliable and steady manner over time. Now, which are the leaders who are known for consistency? The first example that comes to my mind is Angela Merkel, the German chancellor, For 16 years, she was known for her consistent leadership style. And what was her leadership style? She was calm, she was rational, she was steady in decision making, and this all earned her public trust even during the crisis like the Eurozone debt crisis that happened, and also the COVID-19. The next great leader is the former US President Barack Obama, who is known for his consistent communication style, his calm demeanor, and focus on diplomacy throughout his presidency. We can also tell that our great leader, Serena Williams, is also another example of a consistent leader. Why? Because as we know that she maintained consistent performance and was at the top. She remained at the top for more than 2 decades in tennis, which is not a very easy thing, showing mental and physical discipline. The last example on the second part, that is consistency, we have to talk about the legendary investment guru, which is none other than Warren Buffett. So Warren Buffett is a model of consistent investment strategy and ethical business practice, which he has done over decades, earning him long-term trust and success. The third part is competence. Now, what do you understand by the term itself, competence? Competence means that having the necessary ability, the knowledge, the skills. Okay, so this I say ask, ASK, that is abilities, skills, and knowledge. So if you have the necessary ask, that is ability, knowledge, and skills to do something successfully, that's what competence is all about. And when we talk about competence, the best example that comes to my mind is that of Steve Jobs. So he was an exemplary leader, as we know, and he demonstrated exceptional competence in design, technology, business strategy, leading Apple to become one of the most valuable companies in the world through innovative products like iPhone and Mac. And I think all of us know that Apple is a company which started with computers way back in the mid 90s. And they did not restrict themselves to a computer manufacturing organization. And that talks about innovation, that talks about your agility, that how you are changing yourself with times. So from computers, they moved to iPod, from iPod to iPad, from iPad to iPhone, and then they moved to watches, Apple watches, and now they are into automobiles, doing a lot of things as related to different sectors. So that talks about your competence, and that talks about your ability to cope up with the changes that are there. Okay. So you talk about the latest technologies, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, etc. Apple is there. So they have not stopped. The next big leader who shows great competence is an Indian leader who is the CEO of Microsoft. No guesses? It's Satya Nadella. So he turned Microsoft into a cloud powerhouse with a sharp vision and tech competence, reviving the company's growth. The other leaders, who actually show a lot of competence, also include Jacinda Ardern, who is praised for her competent handling of crises like the Christchurch shootings and the COVID-19 in New Zealand. The last leader that I'm going to speak of as regards competence is Dr. Anthony Fauci, who is regarded as a competent leader in public health, especially during the HIV/AIDS epidemic which happened, and also the COVID-19 pandemic. So this is my humble two pence Revered Ma as regards the topic of commitment, consistency, and competence. And I think that I have been an ardent follower, a bhakt, a disciple of our revered Ma, that whenever there is any program that she comes up to, any book that she comes up to write, she always tells me, and under her leadership, it's really a glory for me to be under the umbrella of YYCI. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Professor Dr. Subrata, thank you so much. Professor is from India and is doing fantastic job in the area of education sector. Sometimes there are master classes and conferences, and I've been involved one way or the other. Well, thank you so much. I think listening to every one of us and every one of you on this platform, it gives me the courage and also balance my intuition of choosing the topic that we normally share on this platform. Yes, our focus is on transforming relationship, but relationship is broad wide. And under it, we have to develop some skills and understand some level of our maintaining our relationship, our connection, and even our network, which is very important. While Professor Dr. Subrata is talking to us this morning, I pick up something that is very, very important. And I believe I've written it on my chat box as well. But let me encourage you as well that anytime you are being felt or anytime you understood anything at all in the message or the presentation, please share it on chat box for others to be able to learn from you as well, because we are all great leaders, teachers, speakers, and learners at the same time. I come to realize that I want to also thank you for referring all this, your presentation with our key leaders in the world. It's very important that we associate ourselves with that so that we gain better understanding. So your examples of Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and others, and even the former president of America, it gives us more clearer understanding of what these three topics is really about, because we can see them succeeding, we can see them fulfilling their purpose, and we can also look up to them as our mentor or our role model or our inspiration. So now having Professor Dr. Subrata sharing with us their strategies, it's helpful a lot. Like I said right from beginning, and I will continue to say this, when you know of anybody that's an influential out there, or you know somebody that is great leader out there, or you know somebody that is a millionaire or entrepreneur out there, don't look at their wealth. Don't connect with them with their wealth. Connect with them with their wisdom, knowledge, and how they do things. Because you look up to them doesn't mean that they've not failed before. Doesn't mean they've not made mistakes before. But in their own life, they make mistakes, they deal with it, they learn from their mistakes, and then they progress more. That is how to transform your own life, your relationship, your leadership, and even in your career. So, commitment, consistent, competent. If you are not ready to be committed, you cannot be consistent and you cannot be competent. If you are not ready to transform your relationship, then you can't commit yourself to that relationship. And you cannot be consistent in whatever you are using to build your relationship. And when you are not building and you are stuck, or you are busy gossiping, busy complaining, arguing, then there will be no competence. Because competence comes from when you are consistently doing something, and the more you are doing it, and you are competing, you are consistent in doing it, then competence will come up. When we are talking about competence, we are talking about you are getting better. That's the simple words that we put that. You are getting better. You are not where you started. We've been married for 33 years. I can guarantee you that this is not how we started. There's been ups and downs. There will be argument, distraction. There will be discouragement sometimes. Sometimes you feel like you want to move away from that relationship. Sometimes you might feel like, oh, this is too much for you. Or sometimes you might feel lonely, because you can see that there's difference between you hooked up with somebody and when you are free, you are in a freelance. That's what we call it. That means you are free to do whatever you like. But when you are now engaged with somebody, there's always a difference. And that is also will bring sacrifice, because you have to sacrifice, you have to compromise, you have to reach an agreement, you have to adapt, you have to be flexible, you have to be tolerant, and you also have to have a better understanding while you are building your connection, collaboration, and relationship. So on this note, I want to say, Professor Dr. Subrata, thank you so much for giving us the professionalism of our topics today, and also applying it to our relationship. And I really appreciate that. Dr. Subrata, thank you so much. Okay,